Hello, fellow Medgeeks subscribers or YouTube users. For those of you just now joining, my name's Katelyn and I am a newly graduated PA and will start an emergency medicine fellowship very soon. On top of that, I will be tracking my progress in this fellowship role with the Medgeeks team for the next year through these YouTube videos. In the last two episodes, I gave a rundown of what a PA fellowship entails and the process of applying to a PA fellowship. Those two episodes give a lot of good information, so if you're interested in a PA fellowship, I would suggest watching them. Also, again, just to remind you, fellowships and residencies in the PA world are one and the same, so I will be using those words interchangeably. So for this episode, I want to talk about what makes you a competitive candidate for a PA fellowship. A lot like applying to PA school, being a well-rounded individual makes you a great candidate for a fellowship. Now, this can include your grades, volunteer work, the dedication to your field you want to pursue, and a strong personal statement and good references. So let's talk about grades first and foremost. They are always very important, especially the grades in PA school. Most PA residencies will ask for a copy of your transcript. But just like applying to PA school, grades and test scores don't count for everything. Volunteer work is another great attribute to get under your belt, especially in the medical field. For example, I volunteered for a local free clinic in the area that is connected to my PA school. It was an opportunity not only to give back to the community health-wise, but I got to see many patients and practice the skills and utilize the knowledge I was obtaining in PA school. So next, let's talk about a dedication to your field of choice. Whether it be shadowing outside of PA school in the field of medicine you're interested in, or choosing your elective rotation in the field of medicine to gain more experience. A lot of people in PA school forget that they can still shadow during PA school. It's a great opportunity to narrow down exactly what field of medicine you want to delve into. For me, I shadowed in the ER before PA school, shadowed an emergency medicine PA during PA school, and I chose my elective rotation in emergency medicine. On top of all this, I went in extra during my emergency medicine rotation and followed other various PAs and doctors when my preceptor wasn't scheduled to work. So next, I really want to illuminate the importance of a good personal statement. I know as a PA student you are very busy. I just got done with it. But really spend time on this essay. This is the one part of your application that is very personable. Everyone has a unique story to tell on how they became interested in a certain field. The statement really gives the fellowship committee the opportunity to get to know you, your thoughts, and your personality. When I wrote my personal statement, it was over winter break in my second year of PA school. I spent time on it, writing a little bit every day when a new idea, thought, or experience came to me. I had many people read it over for grammatical errors, ideas on structure, and overall ideas on how to portray my story in the best light. The most useful resource I used was actually Medgeeks. I sent in my personal statement, and a member of the team read it over and made comments on how to word things and even illuminated certain areas to change in my essay. And this really amped up the strength of the overall message I was trying to tell my fellow readers. And lastly, I want to talk about the value of a good reference. Try to use a variety of references, first of all. Some examples can be previous preceptors, professors from your program, or even personal references. When it comes to preceptors writing you a letter of recommendation, it would be wise to use one in the field of medicine you're interested in for the fellowship. And when it comes to your professors writing you a letter of recommendation, choose one you might have had more time with so that they can talk more individually about your character. For example, I chose a professor I actually shadowed during part of PA school. This professor at my school works part-time in the ED, so it worked out perfectly for me. And lastly, I think it's a great idea to add a personal reference. This letter would account for your personality and character outside of school to get a better idea of the person you really are. For example, I chose a soccer coach I had in college. I played soccer at Clemson and spent a lot of time with my coach either through leadership meetings, traveling, or practicing games. I'd spent many trials and tribulations with him, and he could speak on my behalf on different attributes outside of medicine that helped play a role into making me a good practitioner. Or even better, think of a reference that can talk about why you would be good fit in the field of medicine you're applying to the fellowship for. For example, I know my coach talked about me being calm in stressful situations, which is a good attribute to have in the emergency medicine field. Keep in mind the variety of fellowship requirements when it comes to picking references, though. Some places will require certain individuals to write a reference, and others don't have any such stipulations. If there are no requirements, I would try to shoot for a variety of individuals because each can talk about every aspect of who you are. And that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Tune in next Wednesday when I talk about the pros and cons of choosing a PA residency versus not choosing a PA residency after you graduate.